gear.
I can keep my shit. I don't care. Have my butt band.
My butt band.
Keep it. I'll never use it again.
Welcome. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
So there was an episode.
Again?
There was an episode. There was a really cool episode that I was really happy and excited about.
He was so happy.
I was.
I know. I wasn't saying it like that. I was saying.
And
like,
then it was gone. There was just no audio. Half of the 48 minutes worth of video had no audio.
Not half of the 48 minutes.
No.
48 minutes of video.
Yeah.
Half of a 2-hour video.
So 1, because we've done this before, we're going to condense it. And 2, we got to redo it. So, but it's something I'm excited to talk about because I'm excited to talk about it with you. I was excited
the whole thing, or are we just redoing?
Well, part of it.
Half that missed.
Parts of it. No, I was going to redo the whole thing.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to condense it. I was going to condense it. So yes, we are going to talk about things we already talked about.
Yay.
Whatever. You just not want to do it at all? Anyway. So, we're going to talk about wrestling.
Wrestling.
It's exciting.
Wrestling.
It's exciting.
Wrestling.
Yeah. So,
WWE.
as far as wrestling goes, I know there's a gap in there, but when did you watch wrestling? When were you interested? Why were you interested?
Okay, so I haven't watched wrestling until me and you started watching wrestling a couple years ago. I haven't watched wrestling since I was like 7 or 8. And so that was like that would have been like 97, 98-ish.
When I was a young warthog.
When I was a young warthog. And back then, like, the things I remember the most were like Undertaker and Kane, and like some Stone Cold, the start of like Triple H, and that whole thing with China and
the start of The Rock,
his gang or whatever, the start of The Rock.
Yeah,
because The Rock got really big while I was watching wrestling, because that's when he came out with all that other stuff too, like his album
pies
about his mama's pie, because that's what The Rock is smelling.
Which is one of your favorite wrestling tidbits.
Yeah, did you know that The Rock made an album about his mom's pie? And people are like, "What are you even talking about?"
So what like held your interest, or did it, or was it just like a?
So the only reason I was watching was because in my neighborhood, there was the only friends I had in my neighborhood were 2 boys, and the one that we spent most of the time at his house was really into wrestling. Like, he had all the characters and the ring and like all that stuff, and like anytime we were at his house while wrestling was on, it was on. Like, he had his own TV in his room, so like it was on all the time. And he's the one who had the album, like the Rock's pie album. So that's the only reason I know even about that. And so, like, just kind of like I am with you, it was like, oh yeah, I'll watch that with you. And like, it caught my interest because, I don't know, anything that I watch continuously catches my interest. But I really liked the Undertaker and Kane, and I liked their like thing that they did and the mystique behind it. And I liked the mysteriousness behind their storyline and stuff.
So was there kind of like a time frame or something where you're like, no, I'm not interested anymore? Or was it just kind of like growing up, you were just kind of like, that you didn't have that, like? person or thing that
I
was
just
like,
moved.
come watch with me.
Yeah, and I think that was mostly it. Is I just moved to another state, so it was like I don't really have anyone that watches wrestling with me or wants me to watch wrestling because it wasn't like I wasn't choosing. Like I wasn't going home on Monday nights and being like, "Oh, it's Monday night. I got to turn on wrestling." It's like if I was at his house and it happened to be Monday night, I was watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't something that I thought of. It wasn't like I don't know. I used to wake up at a certain time every morning just so I could watch this show called Crashbox on HBO, and that's like the only thing I remember doing that for as a kid. Like I
That
wasn't.
was like I need to be.
I need to be awake at this time so I can see Crashbox. But anything else, I didn't really like. I never really like acknowledged that TV happened at a certain time. So I never. It was just kind of like if it was on while I turned the TV on, that was great, and if it wasn't, then oh well, there's something else to watch. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But so I never like even after we moved, I never really thought to watch it because I didn't really care that much, and then also like I didn't know when it came on, so it was like I don't know what channel even. So yeah.
How do you feel about wrestling now? Now that you are watching it, and
What do you
I guess
mean by how do I feel about it?
I mean, like, obviously, like, it's changed and the people have changed or whatever, but you had a big chunk of time missing from wrestling.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about like when you were watching it then and how you're watching it with me
So
now?
like I said,
You missed all of John Cena.
I'm getting the very end of John Cena. I got enough of John Cena in movies though, so like
But is it any different, or is it just still kind of like a?
well no, it's different because it's not I mean things evolve just like,
Mhm.
but like I said to you, it was strange coming in at first because it was like, who even fucking are these people? And then even now, it's still kind of strange at times. Like with the AJ Lee thing, it's like before she even showed up, there was signs in the crowd for like days and days of
Mm-hmm.
AJ Lee, bring back AJ Lee, come on AJ Lee, and it's like, who the fuck is AJ Lee? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get the raw about it because I wasn't there for that. I didn't see it. I didn't, you know what I mean? But then there are times where I'm like, oh, okay, because like there are times where like characters are in line of characters that I watched. So like Dom Mysterio, like I remember watching Eddie Guerrero. I remember watching Mysterio. So it was like, oh, okay, so he's Mysterio's kid. He's the little kid that they
You're
like
able to
argued over.
pull from things and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and that was kind of cool for me. And then like Cody Rhodes being Dusty Rhodes' son, it was like, oh, all right. And then like you just get things here and there that you're like, oh, okay. And like I said to you with like the bloodline, it was like the first time we ever saw the bloodline, I was like, I don't understand this. Like, I don't get this whole thing. Like, what even is a bloodline? Like, what does it have to portray? Like, what's the importance of bloodline? And then that's when you were like, oh, they're Rafiki's.
Rafiki.
Rafiki.
Rikishi.
The monkey. Rikishi's boys and their cousins and The Rock's cousin and this. And I'm like, oh, okay, so it's literal bloodline. Like I get it now. It's a family thing. Like, and then so that what I mean, like there are cool things about it, but then like I said, like with the AJ Lee thing, it was like,
but then there are
so CM Punk's wife,
yeah,
cool.
There are also things
because I never saw her wrestle. I never saw her storylines. I never saw anything like that.
I said this the last time, but that's like the fun part for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the exciting part for me because like I have had moments where I haven't watched and like gone in and out, but for the most part, I've been like somewhat consistent to where like the things that I haven't seen like majorly I've heard about or like have watched videos about or whatever. So like I've filled in kind of most of the gaps where I stopped watching. But that's the fun part for me is watching it with you is that like one that you're willing to watch it with me, which I think is cool. But also like in times like that I get to be like I get to tell you things.
Yeah.
Like I get to like be like, okay, so I can sorry. Okay, so this happened and this happened. And this is why we got here.
And that's why this person's important.
Yeah, and this is why this is cool.
Yeah.
This is why you should be excited. And whether you're excited about it or not, it's kind of irrelevant. But it's just fun to do stuff like that. It's fun that like you're interested enough to where when things happen like that, you do ask questions or interested in like knowing why. Where you're not like, okay, it like the AJ Lee thing, where you're not like, okay, it's CM Punk's wife, that's fucking lame, and then you just sit there and watch like the matches, and I'm like, okay, I don't like, you know what I mean? Like you're willing because you're interested enough, you're willing to be like, so why is that? Like,
I don't get it. Who's AJ Lee and why is she important?
And it's exciting for me because I get to talk about wrestling, which I don't get to do very often at all with anybody.
And it's funny to me because for a while I thought AJ Lee was a dude. Because there's nothing that says like otherwise.
Yeah.
And they weren't showing like pictures of her or anything, or they weren't like, so it was just like, bring AJ Lee back. And I was like, all right, whoever the fuck that is. And then like, then when they like teased at it, I was like, okay, wait. Who is this? And you're like, oh, that's his wife. And I was like, oh, wife. Okay. Okay. Like a girl. Got it.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It's like you said.
I was kind of confused why they wanted a dude to come back and beat up Becky Lynch.
Like, Macho Man would have done it.
Macho Man would have done a lot of questionable things that people don't do nowadays.
That's true. Anyway, but kind of like you said before, though, it's nice because I get to talk wrestling with you, and you're not like,
okay,
and you're not like when wrestling's on, you're not like, okay, I guess I'll go do something else now.
Yeah.
Like you not like fully interested, but like interested enough to where it's not like a nuisance, which is nice. But also like because like you've either watched or half watched all of the other things that I've watched, like matches and like older matches and like documentaries and stuff like that, because it's an interest for me. You also there are times that like we'll be watching something and you'll catch something like without me saying it, like you'll be like, oh, is that from like that? And that's fun for me. Yeah. I'm like, I don't get to talk wrestling with a lot of people, and I haven't for most of my life. And so like when I get to, it's really fun for me. Like I got to watch and talk wrestling up until maybe seventh, 8th grade. And then it wasn't cool anymore. And then everybody in high school, all of my friends that did or watched it with me were like, it wasn't cool anymore. And then when you get an adult, you're told as an adult that it's not cool. I didn't really have friends. I had a couple here and there, but also there was also my other friends would look at that friend and be like, yeah, he's really into wrestling. That's lame. So it's like, you know what I mean? So like, although I did have like a couple friends here and there, like it was still like, we don't talk about wrestling because wrestling's lame.
We're allowed to like it in private.
Yeah. Until like, I mean, I told you this story up until like when we did the belt at work.
Yeah.
Like here and there, like obviously you knew because like me and you had talked about wrestling before, and like I'd watch things or whatever. But that was like one of the first times as an adult that I was like, oh shit, like this is okay to talk about. Like this is because like we did the belt for like who had the best numbers or whatever, and it was just a joke. It was meant as a joke.
Yeah.
It was all the facilitators and leadership, and the plant manager was like, we need like a competition to kind of like raise morale and whatever. And what's everybody thinking should be like the prize? Should it be like taking the whole crew out to dinner or whatever? And it was just a joke that like me and another person said, where like we should just get a heavyweight belt. That'd be funny. And then other people were like, yeah, that's cool. And then in that moment, I was like, that's cool. Like like you guys think that's cool?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Cool. And then like from there, because it was I feel because it was kind of like everybody had that aha moment of like, oh, we can talk about this thing. Mm-hmm. That like from there we did. Like we were able to talk about it. We were able to talk about matches or things that happened or like joke about things or whatever. And it was the first time as an adult that I was like, no, this is fun. Like this is cool. Like other people think this is fun. And I got to talk like in depth things and like things like that with people that were truly interested in like when I would watch something, I got to go to work and be like, did you fucking see that? Like for the first time since I was a kid, I got to like share that with somebody that like wasn't you. Like, you know what I mean? It
wasn't just in our household.
Yeah. And then like even like fun things, like I said this when we talked the last time, but even fun things like when we won the belt and I like colored on it and put our thing on it on the belt. That was that wasn't meant as, it was just a fun thing for me as a wrestling fan of like when Hulk Hogan did it for NWO when he spray painted it. I just thought it was funny. Like I figured out a way to do it to where it wouldn't ruin the belt and you could wipe it off. So like when it went to the next person or whatever,
it wasn't defaced.
But I did it. So I could do it, and then like nobody knew about it until we took the picture. Like I did it right before we took the picture, and then everybody saw it, and most of the people were like, "That's really fucking cool." And I was like, again, it was like as an adult, it was like, oh, people think this is cool because I think it's cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was
people got the reference.
Yeah, that was a really exciting time because, like I said, that was the first time as an adult that, like, I don't know, people shared my interest in a way that it didn't make it feel lame. But then, like, also, like with you, like, you help with that too because, like, you don't make me feel lame. Like, your interest in even like the small things of like, I don't know, even the small things of like, I like that we watch wrestling together. I think that's cool. Yeah. I think that just like couples having a show that they watch together and like wait all week to watch or whatever, I think it's cool that not only is it something that like I'm really interested in, have been, but it's something that like there have been times where I've been like, do you want me to wait to watch this? And you've been like, yeah, I really want to know what happens, instead of like, no, I'll watch it, whatever. It's not a big deal. So what about Kane and Undertaker like held your interest? Or was it just the mystique part?
It was pretty much just that. Like I just really liked like the dark and mysteriousness of it. Like I don't know, like not knowing, like not seeing Kane's face and like I don't know, the Undertaker being the Undertaker, like just, and then like memorable things about them in general was just like watching them fight each other too. And it was like I remember like I've brought this up to you quite a few times, is like the grave match or the graveyard match or whatever, where like Undertaker, wait, Undertaker buried Kane.
Right? So. I think so.
Yeah. Anyways.
They both buried each other at some point.
Yeah, but like, it was just like, I don't know, it's just out of the normal of wrestling stuff. Like, especially at that time, everything was about who the pretty boy was, and he was the most popular, and all the girl wrestlers wanted to wrestle with him. And,
yeah, that was kind of like so, a side thing of like, we have this niche like group of fans,
yeah,
that kind of into that, so we'll like give them that, but
this is what people want. Yeah. And it's like, but I was in that niche of like, okay, but I kind of like this. I want
a 45-minute match of this.
Yeah, I like Kane and Undertaker. I like McFoley. I like, Mankind. Mm-hmm. And like I talked to you about this too. It's the weird thing about it, looking back now, is like, especially with all the shows you watch, like all like the history of WWE shows you watch. Mm-hmm. Is like there's things that get brought up that I'm like, I don't even remember that, and I was watching during that time. Like, yeah, I don't remember a lot of McFoley or Cactus Jack. I remember Mankind, and that's weird to me. And like I said to you before, like if I was so into like the characters themselves that if I would have seen McFoley, Cactus Jack, and Mankind all in that same interview mm-hmm. together, that's when it would have clicked to me that they were the same person. I would have never put that together if it weren't
for that.
For like as a kid, I'm saying as adult, I knew, but and then like I told you too that like I don't remember the urn at all.
Yeah. Or which that's crazy. Paul Bearer. Yeah, I said that. That's crazy to me. The urn, the urn, I can kind of understand. I said that the last time, but the fact that you don't remember Paul Bearer, that is nuts to me.
Like I said, like if you would have shown me before we started watching this again and all that, mm-hmm. if you would have showed me a picture of just Paul Bearer holding the urn and like nothing behind it, like saying that it was WWE, it had anything to do with Undertaker, Kane, and was like, who is this? I could not have told you. I'd have been like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
That version of Eddie Munster.
Yeah, like some late night TV show. I don't know. Ooh. He would have looked familiar, but I could never have placed where I knew it from. So yeah, it's just funny how like some things like are very like forefront, like Kane and Undertaker, like just their characters in general.
And then there are other
things. And then there's other things that even have to do with them that I'm like, I don't remember that at all. Like I remember Chyna breaking her neck, but I don't remember the name of the group that Triple H formed. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I remember Triple H fighting. I remember him and Chyna being a thing. I remember Chyna breaking her neck, but I don't remember the group he made. I don't remember the people he made it with.
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like, and that was in that time. That was in that timeline. Mm-hmm. I remember almost everything about The Rock except for him actually fighting.
Him actually wrestling.
Like, I remember some of his promos. I remember the eyebrow. I remember what The Rock is smelling. But, like, as far as The Rock actually wrestling, mm-hmm. I don't really remember a whole lot of him actually wrestling.
Yeah. Well, also, yeah. So.
I remember Scotty 2 Hotty's The Worm. But I have a hard time remembering who he fought with.
Do you remember Rikishi dancing?
I remember his butt thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as far as me and you have had this conversation, because obviously, like, you're not only drawn to, like the weird mystical part of it, but, like, obviously you're drawn more to heels than you are to good
I people. Love a good villain.
Yeah. So, like...
And that goes throughout everything, though. I love a good villain in TV shows. I love a good villain in movies.
Even when you were watching, and I'm not gonna say that, like, you were watching when you were younger, because, like, we've already gone through that, but, like, you've seen good villains while you were watching at a younger age, like Eddie Guerrero and like things like that.
In The Rock.
In The Rock, and how do you feel?
Stop shaking the chair. You're making the light.
What light?
Flicker. You're making the
that
light.
one.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, what light? The light's right there. Anyway, so like you've seen. So how do you feel about the heels now that you're watching? That you're able to have this gap between that and now. How do you feel like?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't pertain to like the past at all, really. But I love our heels now. Like there's some of my favorite. Some of our heels right now are some of my favorite wrestlers to watch. Like I love watching Dom.
Mm-hmm.
I get, and I'm not saying he's like he's a good heel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love watching him like fuck around. I love watching his team intervene. I love watching him intervene for his team. I love watching him do the fucking chair thing where he like pretends to hit himself with a chair and then throw the chair at the other person. Like I think that shit's funny.
I think it's good. I think that's going to be something, and I said this the last time. I think especially with those kind of things with Dom, I think that's going to be something that's going to be looked back on and appreciated rather than appreciated now.
And it's funny watching
the same way it happened with Eddie Guerrero when he would do all of his things. That at the time wrestlers were like,
"What the hell?
What the fuck? What are you even doing?" Whereas now they look back on it and they're like,
yeah. But I like watching him evolve too. Like I like watching his promos before where he like would get upset that he was being booed and he would like get frustrated and now he's like got that I don't give a fuck attitude of like go ahead boo me, I'm gonna keep talking. Like
that was one of the things I said to you is that's what I appreciate about at least Logan and Dom.
Yeah.
Is that there aren't many, I've seen it, there aren't many wrestlers that can talk over not being heard by how loud the boos are. Like there are a lot of wrestlers that can't do it, that have to stop, that have to acknowledge, that can't remember their lines because of how loud the booing is. Whereas those two specifically, it doesn't matter. I've seen Logan talk through a 10-minute promo while it's continuous booing.
Yeah.
And not miss a beat.
But we've also seen him get frustrated.
Yeah.
And that's fine though. Like I like watching the different sides of it. And I like with Logan, my favorite part about Logan is his athleticism. Like I love watching that man jump around. Like he is so good and so quick on his feet. And like I don't think people give him even enough credit for how athletic he is. And how much he does, like how much he puts out there every time he fights. Like there's so many wrestlers that just keep doing the same 5 moves. And like, yeah, he's doing the same 5 moves too, but his moves are like extreme comparatively.
Yeah.
He's not just throwing you over his shoulder. He's like
backflipping and throwing you over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I know people are like, oh well, people have done that before. Yeah, okay, but not as much as he does.
And not as smooth.
And like not move after move like he does. Like it's not just he does the one move a match. Like it's move after move. Like he keeps it going. Like
there's a
and the fact that he's blown his knee out and still does these moves. I mean, like I tore my ACL when I was 17 and I don't even like to walk on it more than like so many hours before. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't imagine blowing my entire knee out like he did and still wanting to do some of these fucking moves off the rope. Like, and I know a lot of wrestlers like that, but I'm just saying, like, I like watching him, and I like watching that, and I like that he embraces the assholeness, and I like that he embraced what people think he is or who they think he is. I'm not saying that he's not an asshole in real life. I'm just saying, like, I like that he's embraced it. And it's like, this is who I am, so this is who you think I am, so I might as well be this because that's the only character I'm going to be able to embrace and like throw out there.
Yeah.
And he's not trying to rebrand himself.
That you're going to be semi-believable.
Yeah, he's not trying to rebrand himself. He's not trying to make people like him. He's just like, he's being genuine, like as far as like fuck you, fuck this, like, and I like watching that. And I say this a lot when we watch wrestling, but I am fucking waiting, and I am so excited for Cody Rhodes' heel turn. Like, I want to see him heel turn so hard. Like, it's so bad that I can feel it gurgling in my gut every time he even gets on the screen.
So we talked about this before, and I'm gonna tie this in. But so how
are you uncomfortable?
I am. I'm sitting on the.
You can't stop
board.
moving.
Sorry, I'm sitting on the board. Plus, the last time I looked really fat.
So you're
trying to keep camera angles. Just kidding.
I like your fat.
Thanks. Anyway.
And if you don't like his fat, then don't look at it.
Then fuck
it's off. My fat anyways.
Anyway. So
it's not for you. It's for me.
So you missed a lot of John Cena. And I know how you feel about John Cena as a whole anyway. But being able to watch this last run.
I just think he's tired.
Not
him physically, just like his gig is tired.
So, like, how do you feel about this last year run?
I don't know. It's
Are you kind of indifferent of like, yeah, it's
pretty much. It's like, okay,
cool.
Like, I get like, of course, like when they do things, like I'm like, oh, that's so sweet, or that's sad, or whatever. Like, I feel the way you're supposed to feel, like about him retiring. But at the same time, every time he wrestles, I'm like, okay. Like, cool. Let me go make some snacks.
Yeah, I can't see you. Awesome. But I was asking because, like, there are things about it that I appreciate and that I like.
Yeah.
And then there are things about it that I feel like I appreciate. I told you this. I like I'm going to retire in a year. You have a year to figure it out and come see me.
Yeah.
I like that. I hate it. It bothers me when wrestlers stay there past when they should. And it turns into wrestling fans being like,
go away.
Can we not?
Yeah.
Like, and also I think it's really cool of like, obviously, it takes money, it takes time, it takes planning to go to these things. So I like the year in advance of like, you want to come see me, figure it out.
Yeah.
And like, you're able, instead of like my last match is in 2 weeks, figure out planes and tickets and babysitting and shit to get here. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that if people can use that,
you have all these dates in all these cities to come see me.
I think as that, if wrestlers can use that as their like retirement, I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
If that becomes a thing. And the same as like, even though you don't like John Cena, the same as, being able as a wrestling fan.
I don't dislike John Cena. I'm just indifferent.
To see a year run.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think people are going to look back on this year run because we missed it. Because it was so, like, because we missed things. Because it was so, like, fast, comparatively. Yeah. Like, there are things in the heel turn. I don't think his heel turn was great by any means. But looking back, objectively, we've been waiting for 2 decades for John Cena to turn heel. We got it.
Yeah.
So at least we got it. There are things in his heel turn that were cool.
Yeah.
I think that him reversing the pipe bomb on CM Punk and him blacking out all of his things without the bright colors and coming out, like, those things I think were cool. I just think that because it had to be so condensed, you weren't able to get into nuances and matches and like whatever. But then, like I've said,
I don't know. I kind of feel now, at the time I was like, oh, okay. And now I kind of feel like it was all just like a thing so people had heel gear. So people could buy heel merch.
For John Cena.
John Cena heel merch.
To say it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Whereas, like, at the time I was like, alright, like, okay, if this is the way you want to go out. Like, you know,
but also for what it's worth, I think if we would have got the long term like we did with Hogan, you know what I mean? Like if we would have got the 2-year run of him being a heel, I think when he switched back, it would have been more like, this is the same way I feel about fucking Cody.
Yeah.
I feel like Cody, if they do it right, if they do his heel turn, which John Cena is the only other example that we have, so this is still a whole lot of confidence. But if they do Cody's heel turn right, the right way, I think that it will either be on par or surpass the impact that Hogan
I think Cody Rhodes' heel turn needs to be more like Kevin's.
Natural?
Yeah, like I think it needs to be more like, I'm angry with you. Mm-hmm. I'm angry with all of you. Mm-hmm. And not the fans. I'm angry with the wrestlers. Mm-hmm.
The wrestlers.
Whereas like John Cena's was like, I'm angry with the fans. Like, no, we don't care if you're angry with us. Like, I think Cody Rhodes' heel turn needs to be, I've been trying to be the good guy. I've been trying to be the I've spent so long helping all of you, doing what I need to do, trying to, be the perfect guy, the perfect hero, the whatever. I've been trying to, save Kevin Owens, and I've been trying to save, and Roman. I always get always get turned on. You guys always turn your back on me. You always leave me in the dust when I need help, and this, and I think that's where his heel turn needs to come from. And if it comes from there, it's going to come organically, and it's going to come perfect the way we want it to.
And it's going to be sustainable.
Whereas, like, I think if they try to do some stupid shit like they did with John Cena, I don't think it's going to be... Like, I think his heel turn on the fans can come after he turns on, like, Punk and Roman and Owens, and like after his heel turn comes on all his friends, I think that's when
he can be like, you guys stood by and saw all of this.
Well, I think that because the fans are naturally going to start booing him at that point, and I think that's when he can be like, fuck all of you. Like, that's when he can get aggressive and get like, well, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and we can see that evil turn of like him getting more and more upset about what's happening. I think if he was to turn more on the production side of stuff and the other wrestlers first, that would be such a cooler heel turn. Like if he was to turn on like Triple H and like the
almost like the bits of CM Punk's Pipe Bomb promo.
Yeah.
Where he's like talking about Vince and like Triple H and Stephanie manipulating the company and like things like
Like if he was to be like a disgruntled employee first.
I'm a disgruntled
You know what
employee.
I mean? Like I feel like that would be so much better of a heel turn for him. And I think like the mind snap would look so much more better and organic.
Yeah.
Than just John Cena coming out and being like, all you fans suck. You know what I mean? Like,
you picked on
we don't care.
You made
we don't care that you're upset with us. Like, we want to see the drama.
So,
what? Okay, well, let Sissy be mean to you for 30 more minutes.
Anyway. So, there's things there's things that like you've seen like while watching with me or whatever, where like besides besides like Dom and Logan and stuff? Like even like documentaries and stuff that you've watched with me. Has there been anything that you've been like that has interested you because you have that gap where you don't, where you're like, oh, I wish I would have.
Oh,
like I wish I would have.
I know
like,
what you're getting into.
I wish I would have.
I know
like,
what you're trying to
watched,
leeway into.
I wish I would have like watched.
You're trying to ask me about Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
You're trying to get me to bring him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you showed me the Bray Wyatt stuff, I was like, oh man, I missed like something I legit would have been interested in, and like probably would have actually been like, what night is wrestling on? Like,
Yeah.
about like,
Well,
because
that's what
his whole thing with like the funhouse and all of that, that's definitely something I would have been into. Like, and I remember seeing bits of like things like on Facebook and stuff, but it wasn't Bray Wyatt that I saw. It was Alexa Bliss, and it was her like on the swing set or like things like that. And I was like, oh, okay, so she's just doing some Harley Quinn shit. But then like learning about it because you showed me all the old footage and like the history documentaries and stuff, I'm like, oh no, she was part of like this whole thing that he had, like of like the Fiend and like their group. And like I'm like, okay, that's so much cooler than what I thought was happening. Like,
yeah, from what I was just seeing.
Yeah, the little bits I was seeing on the internet was like,
well,
okay.
that was the thing that I told you because I was excited because like you were watching wrestling with me and like showing interest and not just like, okay, that's a thing you do. I like wanted you to have. I don't know if you remember. I kept trying to like be like, I think you think this is cool.
Yeah.
Like I think because I didn't want it to be. I didn't want watching wrestling to be a burden to you. I didn't want it to be like, I guess we can do that if this is the only way we're spending time together. I guess I can like. I wanted you to be interested in it, and so like because I had the ability, because we had all of like the wrestling things where you could watch old matches, you could watch like things. I was trying to like throw you things of like see where you're like what would interest you.
What was interesting me?
Yeah. And then I I was like, I think she would really like this. And I showed you the fun house.
Yeah, John Cena's.
Yeah. And you're
match.
like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is like the fun house. Like this is it.
And then you showed me more like the Fiend, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I like the Fiend. And then like
the beginning of Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss and the Goddess.
The Goddess.
Like, things like that. And you were like, I'm really interested in this.
Yeah.
Which was exciting for me because that was like that was what brought me back into wrestling, was that. And so like not only was it for me personally, not only was it like a shared like we're watching wrestling together, which is cool, but also it was like I really like this. Or you were like, I really like this. I was like, me too. Like it was exciting that like it was something that was both exciting for us.
Yeah.
And I got to share that with you.
I think one of the cool things about like getting into wrestling with you now is like as an adult I see things now that I can be like, oh hey, that's kind of cool. Like, well, because I work at the crosswalk, and so I see a lot of kids and parents, and there's a middle school kid who wears a Fiend shirt sometimes, and I'm like, I've told the kid I like your shirt, and I've came home and been like, this kid at the middle school has a Fiend shirt, like.
Yeah.
And then there was like a time where a dad walked through the crosswalk with a Cody Rhodes shirt, and it was like a Cody Rhodes shirt, like it had like the shoulder things and everything on it, and I was like, that looks really familiar design. And then as he went past me, I saw on the back the Cody Rhodes symbol, and I was like, oh. And so when he came back through, I was like, I like your shirt, like, but like, I don't know. But there's also been instances, like I've told you. Oh,
where you've gotten it wrong.
So one of the things I said, yeah. So one of the things I said in the other podcast that we don't have anymore.
That doesn't exist?
is that like I feel like I'm so much more invested in the announcers though sometimes than the actual people. Like I really like Pat McAfee and
Michael
Cole. And now they're not there, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like Pat McAfee, we knew was leaving, but Michael Cole, where the hell are you? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And
you don't just get to say I'm tired and then not show up.
Yeah, what the hell? And then, but like, it's funny being part of this world now because like, at work one time, I heard two guys talking about Pat McAfee, and so I brought up something having to do with wrestling because I was like, oh yeah, did you see this? And they were like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, you know Pat McAfee, the football player.
It's like Homer Simpson. Nothing.
Yeah, like I just into the boxes, into the packages that we're shipping people. Like nothing.
I didn't like nothing.
So it's kind of funny, like the two sides of that. Or oh my god, yeah, because there was the other time too with the lady on the truck.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Where she was wearing a shirt that says Bailey. It's a Bailey thing.
Yeah.
And I was
that's
like,
even more. Okay, see, that's
that was
even more
so bad.
That's even more funny because like Pat McAfee, like the Pat McAfee thing, like okay, you can kind of understand like he is on both, but the Bailey thing, that's a very horrible. Niche. That was very so bad. Niche thing that you jumped on. That
was so bad, and I knew there were shirts out there like that. I've seen them. Yeah. It's a Cheryl thing. It's a Zach thing. I've seen the shirts. Mm-hmm. And yet I saw the It's a Bailey thing shirt on her, and I was like, oh, do you watch wrestling? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh,
cool.
Okay. And she goes, why'd you ask? And I was like, I thought your shirt was a Bailey shirt. And she's like, it's my name. Like, yeah, got that.
Oh yeah, people have names.
So like I feel like the uncool adult now sometimes because I like
that. I like that watching wrestling with me makes you into an uncool adult.
An uncool adult? Yeah, thanks.
Fun. I think that I like that.
So I decided just to stick to my horror film niche at work, so that way, like, you know.
Man, but let me tell you, when it happens, you're gonna be super excited.
When I find the adult
when there's an adult, yes. When there's an adult that wants or just starts talking about wrestling, it's gonna make you super excited. Either that or they're gonna be your secret friend where you're not gonna talk to them in front of other people. Yeah. But you're gonna be like, hey, that was really cool. Did you see this?
But like you were talking about you know, finding those people at work. Oh. I feel that way with horror films, and I said this in the last one too, is that like I feel that way with like when I find someone who actually likes horror films on the level that I do, where they're watching like everything and not just like
stupid B movies.
We're watching like even the shit that is terrible. Like, and we're enjoying it. It's not just, you know, like it's not just because being a horror film fan has become such a popular thing now that it's hard to find the true fans, the ones that are like, oh yeah, I've seen that, like, because they're so popular now. You get the people who have seen Weapons, you get the people who have seen like all the newer ones like Substance and all that, and like, or you even get the ones who are like,
fuck that movie,
even if they haven't watched Jason and Michael Myers and
they
Freddy, they know about
it
and they get the plot. Yeah. But like when you find the people who have actually watched these and actually watched the movies and actually watched Hellraiser and have watched more than just Substance or Weapons and Sinners. What's the other one we just watched? We watched him and then we watched Together. Like people who have watched like the niche ones. Which him was
really good too.
Yeah. People who have watched like the niche ones, that's when I get excited too. And I feel that way. Like I feel like I can, like the way you feel when you find an adult who wants to talk about wrestling, that's how I feel when I find that person that's like, that knows what I'm talking about when I bring up a certain specific film. Or when I get into the deepness of films.
That's what I was going to say. To your point, you can keep going, but I just wanted to point that, to your point, that's how I feel as an adult. That there are people, because wrestling is such a big thing now, there are people that are like, yeah, I like wrestling.
I know what you're talking about.
And then I'm like, oh, cool. And I start talking like deep wrestling.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And I'm like, oh, you like.
But the same thing.
You like Liv Morgan.
But you gotta think about it.
Pretty.
Because we're nerds.
You don't really like.
But because we're nerds, you gotta think about it just like this. It's the same thing with the whole superhero industry too.
For sure.
Like when superhero industry blew up and everybody wanted to talk about superheroes, me and you were like, oh yeah, okay, so do you want to, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And we're like, oh, okay, so you just watched the...
Yeah, when I start talking about...
You just watch the famous films. You don't actually know anything about Batman.
The Red Hood and fucking Jason Todd and shit. And they're like, that's not Robin's name. And I'm like...
Or like even when you see things in like the Marvel movies that normal people aren't seeing, like, and you're like, oh, are they gonna do this? And then everybody else is like, what are you talking about? And you're like, well, in this comic, this person did this, and that's what I think this is going to.
Yeah, I remember.
And people are like, okay.
Specifically,
like you're ruining the plot for them or something.
It happened. Yeah. It happened with Iron Man 3. Yeah. It happened with me because I saw all the little things for fuck, I can't remember his name. With the 10 rings.
Yeah.
I saw it in the first one and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw it in the second one and I was like, oh, that's really cool that they're like throwing things in there. I don't know if they're ever going to do it. And then they showed it in the trailer and I was so fucking excited. I was like, oh my God, like you don't understand how fucking cool this is.
Yeah.
And then when it came out and they kind of like, in my opinion, they were like, man, they didn't really do it. Because they were trying to trick the audience, because they were trying to make it not predictable where it was going to go, but I remember telling people how angry I was at the ending of that movie, and they were like, so? I was like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, you don't get it.
You don't understand how fucking cool that was.
Well, yeah. And then, like, but we have each other for that.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I watched, I don't remember, what's the Batman versus Superman? Is that the one that had Doomsday in it?
Doomsday. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I watched that with my dad, I think, in theaters, and you weren't there.
No,
and I remember texting you and being like, fucking Doomsday! Like, way before Doomsday even showed up.
No, you didn't. It was the opposite. You went and saw it and told me, because I was going to see it like a couple days later. You didn't tell me about Doomsday when you saw it. I messaged you about Doomsday because I went and got it, and you were like, "You're gonna be really excited about something in there."
Yeah.
And so
I remember in the theater looking at my dad.
I was messaging you certain things throughout the movie, and you're like, "Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it."
Yeah.
And then when I messaged you Doomsday, you're like, "Yep."
Yep. And like, but I remember being in the theater, like watching and being like ahead of everybody else in the theater. Like, I remember, like, luckily I had my dad who's also a huge Batman fan. So like, I could look at him and be like, Dad. And he was like, yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Like, you know, but like, or like the one with Bane, where like, I remember the first half of that movie sitting there thinking, this ain't right. Bane's not a main villain.
There's no way
Bane's a goon.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, the whole time going, Bane's a goon. This doesn't make any sense. And then when they were like, oh, you know, Talia, and I was like, oh, shit. Like, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Like,
that also is the exciting part for me because of that with watching wrestling with you too, is that because you are interested, because you have watched other things besides like Raw and SmackDown and stuff with me, there are things that like me, I'm like, he. And then like, I don't even like say it to you necessarily or like anything, but there have been times where
I just burped into the mic.
It's okay. I've literally done it like this.
I was trying to burp like, and anyway. I literally just put my face down and burped into the mic.
Anyway, but like there are times where like I'm not like gonna say it, but I'm just sitting
You're welcome.
I'm just sitting here watching, and I'm like, oh, that's really fucking cool. And then you'll be like, "Hey, did you see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did."
I'm happy you saw it.
Like there have been multiple times, at least in the last year or so, where like that's happened. Where like I've been like, "Oh, that was really cool."
Yeah, like where New Day always has like,
and then you're like
certain characters
hey,
fighting behind them on their video game.
Yeah.
Or not New Day, sorry. Dom Mysterio's and Finn Balor's thing. Judgment Day.
Yeah. Or like or like all the demon drops for Finn.
Yeah.
When they're in the clubhouses and stuff, like just like little things like that, where you're like, "Did you see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." It's just it's fun. It's nice.
Yeah.
In the same way as like that in the superheroes that like for most people they would be like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And you're
whereas like we're like, "Woo, hey,
cool." and luckily as an adult, I have like a few friends still.
Yeah.
That I can talk wrestling with, so it's not like like in times like that I can still like message other people and be like, "Do you see that?" sort of thing, and that's kind of cool. But
what's funny about me though is when I get excited about tidbits like that in anything I watch is I don't care if you don't care. Like I'm gonna explain it to you. Like even when we're watching Welcome to Derry, I feel like there's times that you and the girls are like, "Okay," and I'm like, "Okay, but you're not understanding."
But it's cool.
You're not. They just tied in another book.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not getting it.
Why are you not as excited as I am? That's how. Okay, looking way back, that's how I feel now as an adult. That my parents must have felt with me as a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Like they were like, I would say stuff and they'd be like, "Yeah, cool," or I'd be excited about something and they'd be like, "Yeah, that's really nice, sweetie. That's nice."
Yeah, there's times when we're watching like movies or shows that tie other things in where I get really excited and I say something to you guys and I feel like that little kid again that's getting the okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
nice.
Okay, but I'm gonna explain to you why this is so exciting because I don't care that you're not as excited as I am, but I need to let it out.
No, I get that. I've done that to you.
I need to explain this.
I've done that to you with wrestling many times.
Yeah.
Especially like early on.
I think that's why I know it's safe to do it to you. Yeah. It's because like you've done it to me, so I'm like, whatever, it's a thing. We can just do it to each other.
Especially early on when you were like getting back into wrestling and like you were just like kind of like half watching.
But I think that helped.
I was like,
because I love lore.
No. I don't care that you don't care about this person, but I'm going to tell you why you should care, and you can choose whether you don't or not.
I think that helped me get back into it though, because I am
like backstory.
Like I love lore. Yeah. Like I am a freak for lore. Like I love backstory. I love prequels. I love like information. Period. Yeah. Even if it's about something I'm not interested in, you have lore. I want to hear it. Like. So I think that helped me like.
It's kind of like if you would have never seen. Yeah, it's kind of like if you would have never seen the Dominic and like.
If I would have never seen Eddie Guerrero say that Dominic is his son.
Yeah, and then like Mysterio. came in, and I was like, no, you don't understand why this is like.
Why this is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why Dom playing Mysterio and Eddie character is so cool.
Like having bits of both of them.
Why he has like an identity crisis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure.
And why he's always so mad at his dad. Like
oh man. His dad posted that he went on a walk with his sister. And Dom reposted it that said deadbeat. He wasn't invited. That's great.
I love the banter. Like, I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's just cool.
So how do you feel, this is the last question I'll ask because we're almost out of time. But how do you feel about how open wrestling is compared to before?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think, like I said to you, I think that they had to be this way because of social media. I think it made it to where you can't be a character and then a whole different person outside.
Like that thing at the Garden with like Triple H and Nash and Shawn Michaels, like that wouldn't have been an enclosed thing now. Like, you know what I mean? Like the only reason why there was video of it then is because that one person had a video camera at that one moment in that one town. Mm-hmm. Whereas like now
it's everywhere, and people have their own podcasts and they do their own shows and they're on interviews with each other. And like, I think because of all that, I think they had to make it, they had to be who they are. Like, you can't just be a character on wrestling and then be a whole different person outside.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it. I like that it's not
as hokey,
as like, fucking separated.
I think, but then there are things.
Yeah.
And I said this to you. There are things that I feel like still need to be kept a mystery. Like I don't think Undertaker's run would have been as long if he didn't stay Undertaker in every interview that he did the entire time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you saw him, but
I think that was something that made sense and was needed back then, though. I think now you couldn't really do
10
that.
minutes. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Where's Wyatt?
Upstairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was gonna have him come tell the camera what his favorite wrestler was.
Anyway, but also I think it gives for somebody like for a fan like me and like partially like you that likes like why do these people do things like in-depth thing. I think it's a lot easier for those fans to digest if you're seeing them on podcasts. You're seeing their family. You're seeing them tell a story about how they had to ride with John Cena every day or whatever. Yeah. And then when their character, I'm not saying that this is going to happen this way, but if you're seeing all these things and you see Cody Rhodes up Randy Orton and John Cena at every interview that he's ever done, and then he turns heel and talks about how shitty it was having to play the back seat to all these great wrestlers, you connect it more of like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, knowing that Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens are like real life friends, it's gonna make it more entertaining to watch that. Like,
and also
that twist.
Also, I feel
just like it was more entertaining watching Kevin Owens twist on Cody at that time. It was more entertaining to watch the found footage of them fighting in the parking lot and stuff.
There are certain aspects, like I said, old school wise, there are certain aspects where like if we saw Mark on his back porch, not as the Undertaker during the Undertaker run, I think it kind of would have
it would have taken away from that
but
mysteriousness of it.
But also that's an old school character bravado, like
format,
yeah, he was built to be in an old school kind of way, whereas like all of the ones that are now have a real life aspect to them. So seeing Cody, so even seeing Cody Rhodes in real life, you're like, yeah, there's a lot of Cody Rhodes on screen, so it's not that big a jump. Whereas the Undertaker to a real life person, that's a big mental jump to make as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like, okay, so I have to like put this over here, whereas like, you know what I mean, with how realistic they are. Kind of like other characters that were kind of the old school way. It's hard to put them into like today's society because they were so like, because that was Vince's thing, is that we need to protect the mystery of this.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, in my opinion, I think the WWE has realized that their fans are a lot smarter than they were given credit for before. I think under Vince, I don't know, but I don't think it was on purpose, but I think under Vince's reign, it was kind of like the world saw wrestling fans of like they're dumb, nerdy people that like need to get spoon fed stories or kids. Whereas now, I think the WWE has realized we've seen the documentaries, we've seen the interviews, we've seen the podcasts, so you can't throw something that's like not like unrealistic,
not digestible.
Yeah, to us.
Yeah,
because they are going to have to go on podcasts. They are going to have to.
Well, I think that's what made John Cena's heel turn so ridiculous. Is it was like we know him. There's so many like interviews and videos of him with like these kids and all this, and it's like, yeah,
Or I
okay,
do what's
he can
best-
say what he
yeah.
wants during this wrestling thing, but we fucking know that like this is
Like he's still gonna do a Make-A-Wish.
yeah, this is Make-A-Wish, dude.
He's not gonna go heel. John Cena is not gonna go into the Make-A-Wish and be like, "Fuck you, kid," and walk out. Like
yeah,
he's still gonna go there and shake the hands and
yeah.
I agree. But also, I like that part of it, that there were aspects of his promos during his heel turn that were honest, and I went, I get that.
Yeah.
Like him saying, "You've made me into a meme, and all you've done is told me I can't wrestle this whole time, and now you like those things." I was like, I get that. Like that comes from a real place. Like I would understand him being upset about that. That
like I'm tired of being the butt of your joke.
I'm tired of you wanting me when I'm gone, but while I'm here, all you do is talk shit every single time I'm out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those. I like that aspect of it, but anyway, we should stop.
Okay.
Your kid is getting restless.
I have to make a confession because I made it on the last one and it's not there anymore.
So it's eating it. It's eating at you.
Well, I just have to make a confession because it's not fair to the fans for me not to make this confession.
The fans. Do you want to do your promo?
So I guess I have to make a confession. Anyways, it has nothing to do with wrestling. But so I watched the movie Longlegs. Now, before I say anything else about this movie, I didn't know anything about the movie. I only knew that it was a good movie, like from what I've heard from people. I didn't know the plot. I didn't know who was in it. I didn't know anything about it. And I just went in blind. You're dripping everywhere.
I know, I felt it. I was hoping you were just going to keep talking.
Nope. Sure didn't.
Doc.
Anyways.
Stop bringing attention to it. I already look fat.
So before I say what I want to say, I just want you to know I didn't go into it knowing who was in it. I went into it not knowing who was in it. And so I'm watching this movie, and for the first like hour, it's a good movie, so I'm just involved in the movie. But then for the second half of the movie, I was like, wait,
what is going on?
This character seems familiar to me. Like, who is this guy? And I'm like confused because part of me is like, that looks like Nicolas Cage. And I'm like, no, there's no way it's Nicolas Cage. Because in my head, I'm like, Nicolas Cage can't act. Nicolas Cage only is Nicolas Cage. And this guy isn't playing Nicolas Cage. So that's not Nicolas Cage. And I'm like, continues to watch the movie. And I'm like, God, it feels like Nicolas Cage though. And so by like the end of the movie, when they're doing the interview with the character, I'm like, fuck, it looks like Nicolas Cage. And so I look it up and I'm like, God damn it, it's Nicolas Cage.
It was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, you just broke it.
I didn't break it. I can put it back together. Oh, yeah, I can put it back together.
Anyways, yeah, it's Nicolas Cage. And so my confession to you is I have to admit, I saw a movie with Nicolas Cage. I liked his character. He did a good job.
It was okay.
He wasn't Nicolas Cage.
It was okay.
So he has one movie.
Where he's not Nicolas Cage.
Good job, guys. You proved me wrong. Actually, Nicolas Cage proved me wrong.
Way to go, Nicolas Cage.
With one movie. One out of his hundreds.
So thanks for talking about wrestling with me.
You're welcome.
I want to do another one.
I gotta hold my mic now because you
I'm
broke
gonna
it.
I'm gonna fix it. I want to talk about wrestling again at some point because there's a lot of other things that I would like to talk and go into depth about. And we condensed a 2-hour podcast into an hour and some change. So there's still a whole lot of things.
Okay.
But I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
And I love you.
I love you
think
too.
You're really cool.
I think you're cool.
Beans and cornbread it.
Beans and cornbread, boop, boop. Beans and cornbread, boop, boop.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.